Thank you, everybody. And I want to thank Dharmarajan and Dharmini for inviting me here because I have a long history with some of you, going back to those early days that we referred to of 2013 when we had that dinner. If you remember, after that program, we had the dinner with Swamiji, and he said, we must start a center here in Chennai. Not Hyderabad, but Chennai. And our karma is still with Hyderabad. And the idea came up, we must send for Dharmini and Dharmarajan to come here to Chennai. And immediately, within a very short time, they were contacted. Maybe they were even contacted before, I'm not sure. And yeah, they were. But it was in the air, and they came, and in those days we would come regularly here to do programs. And we were able to meet so many of you, Yanaji and I, others would come here for these programs. And I've been asked, we're speaking today on the topic of the gifts of the Master, the gifts of Swamiji. And I think that gift is all of you. All of you have been the gift that one for the other, the creation of a community of people here in Chennai, a community of satsangis, the people of fellow Kriyabans, Guru Bhais. We've been given one another. And I want to emphasize in the short time I have the importance of this for each of us. And yes, it does have some importance in the larger world as well. But really the chief beneficiary of this satsang is you and I. We come to know one another. We come to be uplifted with one another. We have one another as friends and as fellow devotees. And this is a great gift. Now, I've been asked to speak a little bit about communities. It was something a topic very dear to Swamiji, and very dear to Master. And I suspect because it was dear to Master, that's especially why it was dear to Swamiji. He wanted to fulfill Master's will. Now we must back up and realize something. Master came as an avatar. Now that's not an idle statement. He came not just to raise up a handful of disciples for liberation, to bring them to enlightenment. A guru does that. But he came for a much larger purpose. He came to set the seeds that would change civilization in this age. Now we hear that said, and as the years have gone by, I've been a disciple now for well over 50 years, I've come to realize, my goodness, that is a significant statement. And the fact that I, us, you, are here today with an opportunity to be an instrument of an avatar, what a great gift that is. That is our raft across this ocean of delusion. That's our raft to liberation. That's our boat that Master has brought to guide us across this world of duality. And I would ask all of you, who's going to get on the boat? Are we going to get on the boat? You know, there's opportunities that come in everybody's life, significant moments when I look back, I could have gone that way and I could have gone that way. Thank God, Master, I chose to do this or that has led me to be able to be here today, to be able to serve our gurus. And I think the same crossroads have probably been in each of your life as well, to take those steps that brought you here, to be able to have this opportunity to actually be an instrument for an avatar whose mission is to change this world. Now, we look about us today, and we see it. The world seems to be somewhat of in a chaos. You know, I mean, it's very chaotic. We read or we look on the internet. We see the various programs. We can't help but be disturbed and a little bit upset by that. But Some people would even go so far as to say, well, the world is in decline. It's not so. The world is going through challenges because, as Jyotishi introduced that topic, that we are moving from one age to another. And when we are in Dwapara, but it's just a little bit beginning, and it's a time of chaos. And it was predicted by Master. He said there will be difficult times in the years ahead, but there is light at the end of this darkness that comes. You might say it's the darkness that precedes the dawn, because there's going to be a higher age, a world of higher understanding, not so far into the future. Maybe it'll be in your lifetime, some of you that are younger. I seriously doubt it'll be in my lifetime, but it's coming. But we have to learn as a society, we have to learn as devotees, as world citizens, the lessons. And so oftentimes when we are going through the lessons, we don't appreciate them so much. But when we look back, we realize, yes, we learned through those difficult experiences what's to come. And what Paramahansa Yogananda emphasized, he emphasized in the need in this day and age for communities. As I said, he came not just to affect enlightenment in individual souls, but to change the societal pattern worldwide, society itself. And he predicted that in the age to come, that communities, as he would say, would spread, the idea of it would spread like wildfire. Now, what do we have here? We have a community. Now, yes, we don't all live in the same place or to do the same thing, or we not, but yet, to the degree that we emphasize this, the satsang, the fellowship of working together, the opportunities that come from being in community, the chance to be able to be of service, many sticks together, you can't break them. One by one, they're easily broken. So we have a great opportunity in front of us to fulfill one of the predictions of Master. Now, this concept of community, we have such a place in America, Ananda Village. It can take many different forms. Who's to predict how it's going to be? But Master said, this will be the social pattern in the future of people coming together and working together. Now, I'm doing something wrong? Now, I want to make a couple of points but why? Why is it important? Why are communities important? Why is it important that we get together like this? Because this is a community. This is a community right here, a community of devotees. There may be many kind of communities in the future. Then if we consciously do communities, they're intentional communities, not just accidental. We intentionally come together. But why are they important? Well, there's two primary ways I could approach this. The first is because of the practicality, the ability to face hard times, banding together when things are difficult. I think we can understand that, and that's been spoken of. But I want to emphasize here, in the time allowed, is the second reason, the spiritual reason of why we have communities. We come together, and as people develop, and in the ages that come, as awareness increases, there's a natural impulse. A natural impulse. It's not forced. People begin, they take up the spiritual path. What begins to happen? They're seeking truth. The heart begins to open. And it's, as Sri Yukteswar says in the Holy Science, he says, it's the awakening of the heart's natural love that is the primary requisite for spiritual attainment. Now, if we turn that around, if you start to make spiritual progress, one of the natural results of that will be the opening of your heart. Your heart will begin to open. You will begin to embrace others as well. Other people become important to you, and you very naturally, without even consciously, it may be subconsciously, you naturally will be inclined to seek out people of like mind, people who share your ideals. You love God, you want to be around other people who love God. Isn't that just the way it naturally would be? So as we begin to awaken spiritually, which is the destiny for this coming age, the natural impulse will be for people to band together. And in reverse, as people band together, the natural flowering of spirituality will take place in the group at large and in each individual heart. And this is the direction that will begin to happen, because we are in an upward flow of energy, we're in an upward flow of awareness, we're in an upward flow of understanding. And so this is going to happen, but we can make it happen more quickly. And the door is open, but we have a choice. You walk through that door, you get on that boat, or you choose not to. But the more we cooperate with the natural flow that the masters have laid out for us, the more we will end up being the beneficiary. And this is how we can serve the masters in the future, because Paramahansa Yogananda came to change the world, to plant the seeds. But any good farmer, in the long run, needs helpers. And each of us has that opportunity. And yes, we must practice Kriya Yoga. I mean, we must do the techniques. We must meditate. We must act in those spiritual ways. But we could cooperate with this magnetic flow of coming together, and in the process, we open up the heart's love. Many people think, when they come onto the spiritual path, I need to remove myself, the old tradition. Remove myself, go away, be in the cave, or go in the jungle, or whatever it might be, and then I'll be able to meditate and make spiritual progress. It's not going to happen that way for you in this age, because they don't have the opportunity to do the first requisite, or they inhibit it. It's to open the heart. And that opening of the heart and the development of the heart's natural love is the first requisite on the spiritual path. And what makes that happen? Other people. You know, we have a saying in the Ananda tradition: people are more important than things. I think anybody who's been associated with Ananda has heard that. There's a corollary. People are more trouble than things. Exactly. That's where our lessons are going to be learned. It's in the interaction in community, the creation of cooperation, learning to cooperate, learning to be in harmony, learning to be, the give and take of human relationships. This is what is needed in the world today. We look at look at the internet, and you see, and it's sorely lacking. But it doesn't begin with governments, doesn't begin with parliament or congresses. It begins right here with all of us, with each one of us, the creation of community. And we create it, and the result is a greater expansion of the heart. But at the same time, remember, it's in reverse. As we expand our heart, it will take expression by consciously coming together, working together, forming relationships together with the common purpose and ideal. Not just for socialization, well, that's fun too, but we come together for a purpose. We come for a purpose to bring light into the world, to bring Master's mission into the world. And the chance to do that, what a tremendous gift. How often does an avatar descend and then asks us, I need your help. And honestly, it was those words of Swami Kriyananda to me in 1969 that started me. He asked for my help. And I think he, Master, through Swamiji, through all the representatives of that, are asking each of us that same question, that appeal, you could say. I need your help. He needs our help. Now, on the one hand, does an avatar really need our help? You know, cosmically, you would say, obviously, probably not. But on the other hand, the fulfillment of the mission that has been given to an avatar has to be done through us. And it didn't stop in 1952 when Master died. It didn't stop in 2000. Ananda didn't stop in 2013 when Swami passed. The baton has been passed. Now, who's going to be there to take it next? All of you, all of us. It's all of our responsibility. And in the process, what do we gain from all of that? Joy. I was so happy. I didn't realize it at the time. The fulfillment that came to me personally when I said to Swamiji, I'll help. He said, really? Yes, I'll help. And I went, and that changed my life. God is asking each of us, Master's asking, in one way or another, we are being asked to help. Help in this world, but bringing it down to the reality of day-to-day living, to help in one way or another, and to be in the process, to be channels for that great light, that great message that our gurus have brought to us. We're blessed. We have very, as Master said to one of the disciples, you have very, 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 very good karma, even to want to know God. So let's make the most of it. Let's take the opportunity. Let's seize the opportunity and be active instruments for building this Sangha, for building and taking it out and sharing with other people. It's not enough just to leave it here in this room. Take it out and share it. And you'll find each of us, as I have found, will become the beneficiaries of the blessings that come with that. God bless all of you.